It's exciting. There's two of you. It's great.
Surprise!
Char and
How are
Pete.
you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Great, thank you.
You're good. Adapting.
Yeah, adapting. At least you together over there.
Exactly.
Very grateful for that.
So hello everyone who's watching tonight. This is Local Connect and it's the Northern Beaches series, and I have Char and Pete from Freshwater Nutrition. Very excited to have you guys.
Thank you for having us, and inviting us to be part of this.
Thank you so much. This is such a cool opportunity and really great chance to support one another and also support our community with what your business and our business has to offer.
Yeah, no, it's great. I've been having a great time doing them, so I'm sure we'll have some fun. Yeah, and I guess, so which one of you is Char and which one's Pete?
That's Char.
Yep, I'm Char, short for charity, so whichever works.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
And
Peter, but Pete, I go by Pete to all my friends, to all of our clients and customers.
Awesome. No, good. It's good to know which one's which. So tell us about Freshwater Nutrition and how you started, how long you've been going, and what made you kind of start the brand.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, Freshwater Nutrition was a long time coming. Since I was young, I struggled with low energy, my weight, food confidence, food choices, not understanding what was good for my body, and even years of eating disorders, whether it was under eating restriction or even binge eating. And I had a big fear of food and nutrition. I thought it was about the food police and being restricted when it came to eating. And later on, when I was in uni, I changed my major to nutrition, ended up getting a credit as a nutritionist to learn, what it's actually about and to be able to change what nutrition is, that it's not cutting things out, but it's adding things in. It shouldn't be a scary thing. It's not just about weight loss, but it's so much more about nourishing your body, mind, and soul and finding things that work for the individual. So it came out of a lot of pain, but in the end was a blessing to myself to learn these things and to be able to share it with people. So my whole life, and even throughout our whole relationship and marriage, we wanted to be able to create a community that could share that same knowledge, that same joy, a chance for people to experience food freedom, whether they love food, are fearful of food, maybe have a love-hate relationship with it, and be able to have access to quality information as well. As we know, there's so many wellness influencers out there that aren't really educated on stuff, might recommend something that could be quite harmful for somebody.
And I think one of the biggest things as well, like that Char incorporates into her practice, is finding what's right for each individual person. And you work with people collaboratively, not just to say, okay, I'm going to draw you up this, now follow this plan, this is what you're going to do. It's more of, hey, okay, tell me about your lifestyle, tell me about what you eat, what do you enjoy, what do you not enjoy, and making it work for them in a way that they can adapt it to their lifestyle. Mm-hmm. It's not, like you said, it's not cutting things out, but adding things in. And even my experience since we've been together, we spent a year traveling the world together back in 2019. Mm-hmm. And even no matter what, country we were in, Char was able to, help us put together a really healthy, nutritious meal. We didn't get sick while we traveled. And we actually came back feeling really good and energized. We didn't have the jet lag or the, post-holiday blues and feeling a bit yuck. And so it was really nice.
Yeah, we still had wine and cheese and the delicious pastas and food as well on top of it. So it's definitely about balance when it comes to that too. And, what we offer at Freshwater Nutrition, we opened up at the beginning of June. And a few days later had to shut our physical doors because of lockdown, unfortunately. But the heart was still there. The coaching and the practice and the ethics are still there. And so we've still been able to adapt and offer online coaching, telehealth, local delivery for our top-notch products. And that's what we deliver. That's what we're finally able to create a physical space, which is now worldwide, global space, where
awesome.
we do individualized coaching for individuals, or even a buddy package for friends, family, couples together, pen pals if they want to do it together. We do one-off sessions where people can come in. I can create a meal plan for them and custom recipes made for their goals, body, and taste. That way they're eating food they actually like and that their family will like within their budget. And we also are now sourcing some of the best top-notch supplements, protein powders, even like legal CBD derivatives and gummy vitamins, and you name it, that are from local organic natural creators here in New South Wales and Sydney especially, to be able to give that and offer to our community, whether it's, you know, free delivery to them or even shipping Australia-wide. So we offer really just individualized support no matter the person, no matter what their goals are too.
Yeah. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. And I mean, it's awesome that you can, you know, reach out to anyone online. I think that's the way things are going. And I must admit, like it was last year that I did my first online with a nutritionist because of my sleep problems. And it's just amazing how you just think, oh, food could never solve your sleep problems, or even the CBD or anything like that. It's just chemicals they give you. They just prescribe you to fix anything, right? And so just like having something where it's like a natural way, and really understanding what you're putting in your body and what interactions it has with your energy and that kind of thing, is just really important. So fantastic what you guys are doing.
Thanks,
amazing.
That's awesome.
Okay, so tell me more about the online consults and that kind of thing. So tell me more about that, how they've been going, and how's your freshwater community going?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, people, I think you nailed it on the head when you were mentioning you reached out for sleep support with a nutritionist, and that's really what we're seeing. Are people are coming to us because their routines are off, or they don't have a routine anymore. Their sleep is off, their energy is off, their body is changing. You know, they're doing homeschooling. Maybe they're working from home or not working at all. And so they're really struggling, feeling kind of trapped in a body that isn't their own. And so with our online consults, we can go on the telephone, or we can go through FaceTime or Zoom, whatever the individual is comfortable with, and really talk about how they are, how they truly are going, what's going on in their life, what are their roles and responsibilities, what are the stresses and pressures that they're having, and what's really off with their situation. And we talk about anything from how their water intake is, how they're feeling, you know, after their sleep. Are they sleeping? Are they eating enough? Often people aren't eating enough, but are gaining weight or feeling bogged down. And really, you know, giving them some tips at that time, but then taking all that information and then being able to create a custom bespoke plan with tips for that week, but then also a program that's going to integrate certain habits and foods that are going to help them feel like their best self, you know, not waiting till after lockdown, but using this time to feel better the end of the month and how they started it.
Yeah, and then also with the 6-week program, they get a lifestyle tracker, which will give them the opportunity to fill out exactly how they're feeling week to week, day by day, and, you know, record what meals they're having, how it made them feel, their water intake as well, and rating their sleep out of 10, just to gauge, you know, if there are changes, if the program's working, what tweaks need to happen, and then, you know, catch them on that weekly chat to reassess, you know, their goals and even their plan to see if it is working and if it does need tweaking.
Yeah, so they're supported every single step of the way, and that's the biggest pull for our locals in Freshie, Manly, and even globally, is just someone there to keep them accountable, to listen to them and say, hey, this isn't quite working, I'm not feeling good from this, okay, let's try something new. We don't know until we try, since everyone is built different. I guess some trends that we're seeing here in Freshwater is people need that accountability. They want to have at least 6 weeks to work with somebody, which is great, because then we can really get to know one another, a safe, non-judgment-free place, because we're talking about anything from sex hormones to poop sometimes. So, you know, you want to make sure that you do have support, can have a laugh about it, and have fun with it too. A big common trend we're seeing as well is a lot of people struggling to find products that suit them or their kids' allergies. So we've been able to source some top-notch protein powders and even immunity support for kids who might not be able to have dairy or eggs or sesame, or family-friendly products that everyone can use in the household that isn't filled with artificial dyes and colors or animal products. So we've been able to get vegan-friendly, allergy-friendly, gluten-free local products to our customers. And then lastly, just stress. So people are very stressed.
Yeah.
So it's, not only giving them food advice that can help with this, but also habits, standing in the sun, if there's sun that day, for 10 minutes to boost your happy hormones, endorphins, vitamin D, finding alternative ways to exercise that aren't going to hurt you, aren't a chore or a bore or are illegal or prohibited at the moment. So finding something that is actually enjoyable for you. Maybe it's going on a bike ride for the family. Maybe it's free online 10 minutes of yoga or meditation. Or maybe it's dancing in the kitchen to Beyonce.
I'm all for that. Yeah, no, it's
household.
Same. Gotta love it. And singing and talking to myself.
Yes.
It's so important, I think, that you say that, because it's I think food has kind of gone like to the lower ranks when you're not feeling right, like in the sleep example, or even like the stress example. You just go, oh, I can't be bothered, and then you just grab whatever you've got close to you from a food perspective. But until you understand, like the bloating thing, it's a massive thing for a lot of women and even men actually, and you just don't know. You've been blown away with the amount of foods that cause bloating, and then it's just something that you haven't even thought about removing from your diet, or so it's really important. And I think it's an education thing that you guys are trying to do as well. It's trying to get the food out of the bad, like the pastas out of the bad books and the potatoes and stuff. I mean, it's all about moderation, right?
It's balance, and happy and healthy is different for everyone. But I think the way that you describe it as well is, food freedom. So finding the balance between, having your treats but not overdoing it. And, if you do treat yourself properly, but don't make it an ongoing thing. So after you do have a big treat meal, making sure that you do have a nutritious meal next, to refuel your body properly and get back on track, so it doesn't become a day-to-day, meal-to-meal thing.
Mm-hmm. Some people might feel like it's all or nothing, but it definitely doesn't have to be. I've struggled with binge eating where I'm like, well, I ate half the pizza, I might as well finish the whole thing. Or I drank and ate, fast food all day, so I'm just going to eat whatever the next day because it doesn't even matter. But a lot of it is what you're feeling is bloating, it's discomfort, it's, you have a rise in your happy hormones from all that junk, and then a dip afterwards because you've used up all your stores, and it's easy getting that cycle. But we're here to come up with methods of, it's okay to stop at half the pizza and count that as a win. It's better than a whole pizza. It's okay to indulge that day, but let's do something that's going to make you feel better the next day. It's not food related. Maybe it's FaceTiming a friend, maybe it's going on a walk, maybe it's just adding a few extra vegetables to your stir fry or your fried rice the next day. Mm-hmm. The little steps that do add up and make you feel better, as time goes on.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's like the happy meal concept. Is you have the happy meal and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm amazing, and then 2 hours later you're like, oh, I'm not amazing.
So amazing. It goes into a love-hate cycle where people are fearful of food. Like,
I think what you've seen with a lot of clients, you see that, people become so used to feeling uncomfortable or, bloated, as you mentioned before, that they forget what it's like to not feel that way, or they don't actually know what it's like to feel any other way. They just think it's normal. And from results that feedback that you've heard, they just had no idea that they could feel that good. So once they do start getting, nutritious meals and consistently, naturally you start to feel better, and, you start to, that belt gets a bit tighter or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
They start to feel a bit more comfortable and confident. Mm-hmm. It's pretty crazy to think that there's so many people out there that they're used to feeling just crap.
Oh, I know.
And then that's just the norm.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing to see people change in that way. Yeah. You see the spark.
The pep in their step, or like, is a very big example I notice with people. They don't realize they're dehydrated until they start feeling hydrated, and they're like, wow, I'm not foggy anymore, I have energy, I'm not snacking as much, just from increasing water cycling as well. So those habits, a lot of times we wait for motivation to kick in before we start a healthy habit or before we reach out for assistance or begin something we know is going to be good for us. But it goes in the opposite direction. It actually takes forcing yourself to be a little uncomfortable and try something new or do something that might be uncomfortable in the moment, like a workout or prepping a meal or taking time to sit down and, cook a vegetable. And then once we take that time, it becomes a bit of a habit. We get results. And then the motivation comes from there because we're seeing the results. We're feeling it. We feel better. We feel like ourselves are better than we have. So it takes some work to get there. But if you force yourself into creating a little bit of a habit, you're then going to get results. And that's where the motivation comes from. It doesn't just come out of anywhere. So if people are willing to put in that work or even get advice on how to kickstart that, which we're here for, that's when their motivation is going to start to get created because they'll feel better.
Well, that's what the Kickstart package is about.
Yeah, that's right. And we do offer, simple Kickstart packages where they can book a free call, we can have a chat, see if this is right for them and what they're looking for, and then have a big session where we can set some goals together, have a laugh, talk about what foods they love, what foods they hate, come up with some strategies, and then they'll have check-ins at the end of it too, so we can check in and see how they're going and make adaptations, cheer them along, and celebrate those wins too, no matter how small. Like, you need someone to celebrate with too at the end of the day. It's nice to have a win with people, but the special to celebrate.
But we'll be the cheerleaders too.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
We'll cheer you on. We'll be able to whinge with you, but then we'll keep it positive at the end of the day and make sure that you're feeling mentally, emotionally, physically supported from the moment you go in to the moment you go out on your own and continue with maintaining your results as well.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That was my next question is like, what if someone's never been to a nutritionist before? Like, how would you kind of describe it and how would you get them to encourage them to kind of join the Kickstarter, even just the first conversation?
Yeah, that's a really great question, actually, because I think there are a lot of people who haven't been to a nutritionist or maybe have had some poor experiences in the past. I would say that it's, we're not the food police. We're not here to tell you stop doing that, stop eating that. What we're here to do is welcome you either into our shop when we safely can, or into a Zoom chat or over the phone, and just have a listen. Have a listen on what's going on, how you're feeling, what you're struggling with, and what you want to change. When you want to change it by as well, so we can set some realistic goals and expectations. And then what we're here to do is help you add things in naturally. Not saying, cut out pasta, but hey, what if we add some vegetables that you can either tolerate or we can hide in your food or that you can hide in your kids' food that are going to get you those extra vitamins, extra fiber, extra minerals to help your body really be at balance. We'll talk about foods you really love and make sure we incorporate, date nights or Ben and Jerry's nights so that you're getting quality, yummy treats that you love and you're less likely to feel all or nothing and maybe overindulge later or be done with the program and feel like you've missed out and been deprived and just do a full 180. So we're not here to tell you that you're wrong, that these foods are bad, these foods are good. We're here to listen to you, support you, and add things into your current lifestyle so that you can have the best of both worlds. And you can always come to us and ask questions. If you don't like something, we can change it. If you have a favorite recipe you need adapting and want to find a way to make it work within your lifestyle budget taste, we can do that. And we'll be here to check on you too. That way, you have somebody there that's going to be looking forward to seeing how you're going, who is going to be, concerned if you're not feeling well or if you're upset or if you're struggling. So we're there side by side with you. Not an authority figure, but as a friend and as a partner, a collaborator. Is that the word? A collaborator.
I think so.
A collaborator on this journey that you're on.
And I think there's a stigma around the term nutritionist or nutrition coach. And people, I think, are a bit standoffish because the term is a bit like confronting. They think that you're going to say, no, you can't have this, no, you can't do that, no, you need to follow this plan only, or just sit there and tell you what carb is. But it's actually more about you and your lifestyle, I find, than it is about just what you're eating, because it's finding healthy habits. It's not just finding healthy food. Like it's more than just what you're putting into your system. That's a big part of it. But, finding that balance, the happy, healthy balance for everyone, and everyone's got a different body and everyone's got a different goal and, want to achieve different things. And how do we work with them to make sure they can get that way and have that food freedom and the ability to, not feel guilty when they do have that date night and go to Ben and Jerry's night. Far out, I love that.
Yeah,
I know.
Like, heck yeah.
Yeah, everyone needs a bit of ice cream. I mean, to be honest, like, yeah, it's not an all or nothing. It's like you guys are like lifestyleists, you know, like you've got to kind of adapt like what you love into what you currently do, so that it's not so like no, because I think the crash diets are like they're too brash. Like, so you do them and then you're like, oh my gosh, I was miserable for 6 weeks, so then they give up. I see people do that a lot with alcohol. They like give it up, and then at the end they just go binge drink afterwards out like dry blood.
Absolutely.
It's very black and white.
That's right. Like, I've been there. I used to, you know, when I gained weight, when I went to uni and felt lethargic, I thought, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the master cleanse. I'm going to drink lemon juice, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper, because that's what Beyonce did for Dreamgirls. If Beyonce can do it, so could I.
Gosh.
And I was an absolute shell of myself, and I ended up binging on things like dry oats and cereals that, like, because I was just so hungry and deprived.
Yeah.
And your body, you know, when it's going through that starvation, it will do everything in its power to make you crave things you don't even care about, overeat certain things, and gain a little bit of extra weight and slow down even more than when you started, just in case as tax, to make sure in case you go starving again, you don't burn that energy off and you have some extra cushion to get through it. So you're exactly right. Diets don't work. They are made so that when you're off them, you're going to fail. You're going to gain the weight back. You're going to lose more energy, and they create fear. And you know, quick fixes, they're not even losing body fat too. Let's say if it's weight loss, you know, which is the goal, you're losing muscle mass. You're losing water, hydration, minerals, vitamins. It's not even true weight loss, and we're completely against that. We are anti-diet. What we are is a lifestyle with science-backed, educated feedback and plans made to support you, your family, your culture as well, so you don't have to cut out your favorite cultural traditions or meals. You can socialize, you can cook for your family, or not cook if that's not your thing either. There's ways around it. To make sure that you get these results for life, that you have the knowledge and power and tools in your toolbox, so after our program's done, you never have to go back and start another diet, or you don't need me anymore. My job is to make sure that you are there feeling confident with those tools to maintain that for life. We're always here if you need a kick in the pants or a reminder or advice, or if it's not working anymore, to change things up. But so that you have freedom to live your life without that worry. You have confidence in what you put in your plate for you and your family. And aren't, you know, at the end of the night after indulging, feeling like you've ruined something or ruined yourself, but feeling proud of yourself that you can have that and still look as you like and as you intend.
Yeah, and I mean, some people like the little motivators and have someone to kind of report back to and kind of bounce things off you, and the food counselors. Because, you know, some people aren't motivated as much to kind of do it themselves. So yeah, no, just strongly encourage anyone to go and join up with these lovely ladies. Oh no, that's awesome. So how would someone get in touch with you?
Yeah.
Like if you
can get in touch with us through our socials. So obviously we're on Instagram at Freshwater Nutrition. We also are on Facebook. Then we've got our website, which is freshwaternutrition.com.au. We're currently in the process of adding on the supplements for online purchases at the minute. Because we've just had to adapt with COVID. So that's a bit under construction right now. But if there are any products that anyone is after or wants more information on, send us a DM through those social media platforms. We both have access to it, so we monitor it pretty constantly. And we are doing free delivery to our local area here in Freshwater and Queenscliff. And there is, like you mentioned, Australia-wide shipping as well, so that is an option. But same for the coaching programs. They're able to be booked through the website. That's up and running. That's not a distraction up there. So if you are after more information on the coaching packages, you can find that on our website as well. Or if there are any questions as well, we're open for DMs or phone calls too.
That's right. Send us a message, a text, DM, whatever you need. If you want to book a free 15-minute consultation that is available to anybody without any commitments at all, if you need some quick advice or to see what program or supplements might work for you as well. So the link to do that's on our website, or like we said, you can send us a message. We check it all the time, and we're happy and ready to support everyone. Anybody might be interested, or if anyone has a family or friend who needs a bit of support as well, definitely send them our way as well.
Cool, that's awesome. And I'll put all your details in the notes as well, and especially when it goes onto YouTube, so you'll see it soon.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Cameron.
Thank you so much. It's been so lovely talking to you. So much words of wisdom for food now. Thank you.
Hopefully you're feeling inspired and balanced.
I know, I am. No, I mean, I definitely love my pizza and my pasta, but I also love my veggies and my nutritious food. So yeah, I'm on your planet. I love it.
I love it.
We're the same.
Let's chat more. I like this.
Yeah, no, me too. It's been great, ladies. And have a good evening, and see everybody soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tamron. Thanks for having us.
Bye.